This is Matthew Ronay's first significant museum exhibition in the United States, and it surveys work that is created over the last 5 years that mark a really exciting new direction in his work. The sculptures and installations that you see in this exhibition really speak to a desire to understand and visualize sort of the inner functions of our bodies, but also our minds and souls. One of the outstanding qualities of Matthew Ronay's work is its vibrancy. The sense that when you encounter a sculpture, that you're not encountering a static or a dead thing, but something that is alive. There's a certain energy to them that is palpable, and that I think is partly due, again, to how he uses materials and how he combines wood and color, and that is grounded in a certain porousness of the application and of the pieces that makes them feel as if they're breathing. I also think one of the reasons why the work feels so alive is because the sculptures remain ambiguous at the end of the day. Even though they may invoke a certain image initially, there is always the potential for a different interpretation.
When you put two lines next to each other, all of a sudden you have a tube, or you have a conduit, or if you make a circle, it feels like the sun or the moon or a cell, and I feel like even though the quality of objectness is easily verifiable to certain elements, that the combinations of those elements, if you allow yourself to relax, is always surprising.
So organelle, for example, at first glance, seems to be an installation that is made up of fantastical plants and flowers. And yet, if you look more closely, you will also see that all these different kinds of fauna that you see is placed on red fabric maps that look both like cells or could also be cylinders from a laboratory, and they're all interconnected, and you realize that their interconnectedness suddenly suggests that all these different plants and flowers are part of some sort of circulatory organism.
It kind of loosely dances with the idea of the body and what's contained in the body, and so that's organs, but also the organs themselves contain cells, and those cells contain parts as well. And so it doesn't, I wouldn't call it a model, because it doesn't just represent one thing.
There are many elements about it that one can recognize, or that are maybe easily identifiable as one thing or another, but then the combination often is not as illustrative or readily pin downable as some of the individual aspects are, and that leaves, I think, a lot of room for associative, thinking or imagining that is embedded in each piece and in each title. They give you just enough clues, I feel, to point you in the direction that Matthew Ronay is thinking, whether that is questions of biology or physics or psychoanalysis or a certain degree of mysticism, but then they never reveal enough to really tell you anything specific. So I feel they open up a lot of opportunities for discovery, while they also define the framework within which that discovery can take place.